We could try an 80% of rooms run and try to get a couple swine kills. It seems fun to me, but you just never know. And to do an 80% of rooms with no prevent ambush is a bit painful. Let me see if we can even just build an anger group here. I swore we had a good jester here. Ah, Doominator has a new jester that is a Warren's Explorer. So that feels pretty good to me. So we could do another anger run and see if we can get a couple more BPs. That might be a way to warm up here. So this is dodge, prevent stress, and prevent party surprise. It's not the best thing in the world, but this group gets it done. It has a lot of sustain, which is what's sort of attractive about this group. This is why anger works, right? Anger works precisely because we have so much sustain here, and the self heals, and the massive stress heal. Then we also have, with the only thing we really lack here is prevent ambush, which could be really, really punishing. That could be really dangerous. I even like keeping Tremors here as opposed to Onslaught, just because Onslaught is another damage hit, which is pretty good, but this is a stun and a clear corpse. So I think for PBD, that is sort of worth it. 5 shovels might not be enough, but we don't typically use a ton of shovels in the Warrens. I don't want to take more than 1 stack either. Let's go. 80% of rooms means we go here, here, probably do this side. And then backtrack it. Oh, this is a little bit nasty. Yeah, weird dungeon with long hallways. Exactly, Anya. How are you today, Anya? Hope you had a good weekend. Let's pass right by this. We're gonna be a little bit conservative with our potion making, I think, on this run because of our inventory space. The double Aegis group. Aegis and Aegis. Now.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy.
Okay, thank you guys. Sorry, not to scare you. We're not resetting OBS. Thank you guys. No OBS resets tonight. Let's get through the block. Land a bleed. That would have been nice. There we go. I think this bleeds out. This doesn't quite bleed out.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Perfect. Sing a song. Hot chocolate. Gotcha. I was like, what is that you're eating there? What could that be? What in the world is a hot chalet?
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Easy breezy. First room down. I don't think we touched this corpse. Maybe we do when we start to get some antiquarian stuff growing here. Oh boy.
Waiting to be spent.
That might have been worth it. That was probably worth it. Draught of Man is pretty useful. We'll pop it if we see a decent brigand group, probably. I'll be honest, this dungeon already seems just a bit intimidating here.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Love it. Love it. Let's take one of these on.
Glittering gold.
Let's do this now.
Paid for in blood.
So now we have a little bit backup torchlight here. 25% damage versus human for 3 battles. Does a body good. I'm gonna try not to loot too much. The goal here, I think, is to get through this side. We get through this whole left wing, then we loot on our way back, and then we try to get a camp here.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Yeah, Scout would be really good. Keeping light up for Scout is gonna help us with all these traps and stuff. This, I feel like the Warrens, more than most places, is pretty nasty. When it comes to traps. We have a Charmer. So if you guys were here on Friday, the first group we ran into in our champion Pitch Black Dungeon run was a Charmer very similar to this, right? And it took our Houndmaster right away from us. That's lovely. That's pretty nice. But what I care more about, honestly, is not getting diseases. So, say goodbye to the Thrall. I think that's okay for now. It's a little scary, but I think it's alright. Puts this out of reach, which is unfortunate. If this bleeds out, then we should... Yeah. Not gonna happen. Chikenzo says, just noticed my antiquarian is Plutomanic. Nice. Good stuff. Does the Charmer work the same as the Siren? Very, very similarly, yes. If you kill the Charmer, you get your character back. We just don't have the greatest backline reach right now with this group. Stab for 9 is not bad for an antiquarian. Indeed. She does have a bleed 3, so if we hit hard enough here... She's not quite dead. So we're probably gonna take a punch. Hello, hello, Cogfog. Good to see you. Happy Monday. I love the Indomitable spam right now. This is great. Come on back.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
This is gonna bleed out too, so...
A momentary abatement.
The only unfortunate thing here is I can't get a song in. It would be great to get a song in right now, but it's not gonna happen.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
And we're already down 1. We got a secret room. So we might have at least a collector fight this round, guys. The secret room. Check it out. This is the benefit, guys. This is why, if you were here last week, we had a back and forth on what district to buy, because they're 5 blueprints apiece, right? We ultimately went with the Cartographer's Camp over the Stress Heal. I think, and it's very easy to be superstitious about this right now, I think this kind of stuff, and the extra scouting that we're getting, is a piece of going for that Cartographer's Camp. I'm hoping. Because I'm feeling like it's happening more and more, and we don't have a ton of, like, we do have Warren's Explorer here, so we get the 20% scouting chance. But I have to believe if you get the Cartographer's Camp for anything, this kind of scout bonus is a big piece of it. Yeah, woo Team Cart. Okay, so we have our first. It's here. This is what we've got. So the problem is, the good news is this is at least sort of near the beginning, which is kind of in between both wings here. I like that. The bummer is we have so much more to go. We have so much more stuff to do before we have the 80% of rooms done. If this doesn't go well, and we leave the fight, this is still sitting in the hallway. So I think there's 2 things to consider here. When you see one of these, and you want to pull the boss, I've been traumatized enough by people just ruining the curio, that I kind of want to do it when we can do it, right? And not give it an extra chance. Not pass it, go into a room, come back, and then they have another chance at a negative quirk interaction, right? However, I think we're just not going to take the risk. This is a super long dungeon. We're going to come back after we get as much as we can done in this place. Assuming we don't break it right now. Okay. Good stuff.
A powerful blow.
Loving how hard Doom is hitting right now. Doom is like, I mean, this is the healthiest Jester we have, knock on wood. Solaris is very, very healthy too, but I think Solaris hit 5 finally. We just punch here and we call it a day.
A death by inches.
Not too bad. That is exactly what we wanted. 16. Shellacked.
The fiend falls. A faint hope.
Shellacked. Okay. Another scout. This is awesome. This might be Doominator carrying this a little bit right now. I suppose we go down here. Get this backtrack out of the way. Now, maybe we go clear this, then we come back down here and get this out of the way. Probably that's what we do. Doominator says, so do you just prefer the bleed / song jester? I don't think I've seen you use stab finale. Great question, Doominator. Stab and finale are better in Pitch Black Dungeon than they are in the base game, I think. I think most would argue that. I just don't use a lot of shuffle groups, and this is part of why right here. Harvest has clear corpses in Pitch Black Dungeon. So because it's just a nice, automatic, innate way to get rid of corpses, and it's hitting super hard and bleeding, it's just really, really, really useful. So keeping it there, slamming that over and over, and then just keeping the stress down is really, really imperative in this run. I feel like anytime you get the stress starting to stack on the Thrall, you start to worry about it a bit. If we had a shuffle group, I would be very much into playing a Finale Jester. We've done that on certain boss fights. We've done it in certain moments where it's just time to switch in and get more damage, or even to just start spamming solo and try to debuff the enemies that we're fighting against. For the most part, though, the utility is just so good with Harvest and so good with Inspiring Tune, especially because of the tambourine right now, because of how long this dungeon is. I'm just sitting in it for the most part. We do have clear corpses here too, but the other thing about the bleed play in Pitch Black... Oh, we got a second one! We got a second one, okay. We got a second one. So, oh, we got a Charmer and a Pig. We gotta kill this Charmer. Things are going quick here. So, here's the deal. Let me just finish this thought real quick, because there's lots happening right now. The other thing about the importance of bleed in Pitch Black Dungeon from my experience is, if you get to bleed something down, or blight it down, it doesn't drop a corpse. So there's just the added convenience of knowing that you can bleed stack something up to the point where you're gonna stun it, so it's gonna take 10, and then the next turn again, it's gonna take 10, and then it's gonna die, not have a corpse, and you never have to corpse clear. But with Harvest, it's innate anyway. I just think bleed and blight has a better value in PBD than it does in the base game, precisely because if things die to it, they don't leave corpses. So that's another piece of it. We have a charming Swine Marcher and a Swinatar. So I think probably we slam this as fast as we can, which is going to be difficult because we can't reach it. PokeGamer says, is it possible to avoid being charmed by having a high enough debuff resist? I think that is the case against the Siren, so my assumption would be that's the same here. My temptation, honestly, is to buff Ballad, so that we could get a little bit more damage, a little bit more crit, and slam this thing as hard as we can. Because I don't think we're going to be able to even start working on the Swinatar for a while. Yeah, we're already saying goodbye to somebody. That's too bad. At least this is reachable. Like, I think probably right now the right call is to buff Vapors and to buff Dodge. But this has 14 health with a 5. We could hit 7 to 9. If we hit that 9, I think we gotta kill. 7 doesn't do it. Yeah. Oh! Woo! Yeah, bring it up, please. Thank you. That's no corpse either, right? Crit is no corpse either. The problem now is this is all the way back here. So, as much as I want to buff dodge, I've actually got to start moving characters to get this Thrall into position. Because it just takes him too long to move. 95% stun resist is probably not gonna be worth it with 155 base. Ah, we could try. There we go. It's gonna take us time, I think, to start chipping this thing down, is the problem. That big beastie just makes me want to retreat. Yeah, it has that tendency. I don't think we need to switch these around either. I'm gonna buff Torch, though, just for... I don't know. Just for shit's sake, I suppose. Lot of slice off now. Up to 10. Let's go here. Now the Antiquarian in PBD does have armor piercing with her stab, which is nice, right? Gives that just a little bit of a lift. And this is obviously decently armored, prot 40%. However, I'm just thinking dodges here are going to be a lot more valuable in general. Probably Animosity is not the worst way to go here because this thing typically will try to hit all of us. AoEs and riposte are a nice combination. We can't stun it again because it's up to 60% plus stun resist, so it's literally 155 when this is 155. I guess we go punch. We just try to lay in as much damage and bleed now. Pokey says, stress heal your Thrall. That is definitely gonna happen. As soon as we get this stack up pretty good, we probably land a stun, and then we start stress healing this Thrall. Backhand can be brutal, yeah. So this should be dead. So let's just do this. Crit 10. Beautiful. And we get a little bit of goodies. That feels pretty good. Let's keep marching on. See, this is the thing about this anger group. The biggest weakness it has, in my opinion, is no prevent ambush. That is a serious weakness, right? There's just no camping skill that this group has to prevent ambush. That pains me. But other than that, it handles itself very, very well. The heals are okay. The damage has been really, really forgiving. Clandestine. One bleed. See if we can get this close to death. So next round it will die.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Fair says, on the flip side, you have a Jester and a Flag who can both move 3. Exactly. Not only that, but if we really need to, we can switch into Trample. So that is part of why I'm not super worried about it. See, this is a little bit frustrating. I want to hit this, but I kind of don't want it to leave a corpse. It doesn't really matter though, because we have Harvest. So that's why we play a Harvest Jester here. Plus we have Stun, which clears corpses, since we can't hit this thing.
Diminished.
This is the other question. How do we deal with prevent, oh, there we go. So this is our stealth. That's what I'm looking for. So we even have a bypass stealth, which is kind of nice. The reason I don't have it equipped is because Harvest just takes care of so much AoE damage here. I don't want to stab into here because we're going to harvest both of these. Yeah. Been pretty blah. Playing a bunch of Terraria and Slay the Spire. Love both games, Nikos. Sorry to hear about the blahs. But those are definitely great games to get around the blahs, in my opinion. Slay the Spire is addictive as hell. I've played it maybe 2 or 3 hours now in total, and I just feel like every time I play it, I get a little bit better. I start to read the cards a little easier. Really, really enjoy that game. I think they built something that is a really nice combination of sort of Hearthstone and Darkest Dungeon. The dungeon crawl feel is pretty awesome. We could get rid of this Mark. I don't really care to. Yeah, it's gone anyway. The most addicting game I've played recently, says Doom, is They Are Billions. They Are Billions is addicting as hell. That is for sure. So now we have this little difficult bunch of stuff here. We know we've got a combat. Maybe it'll be a collector's head group. That would be awesome. We've got to go into here. We got to do all this backtrack.
Promises success.
Nice. We're getting a lot of sconces right now. I mean, I think maybe these are overrated, but I find them really useful for the purposes of scouting, for stress. I think this Deadeye just needs to go because Deadeye is Deadeye. And because this is going to take forever. Do we still have the heal debuff is the question. Minus 15% received healing until camp. That must be from the Corruptor though. 70% resist. Yep. We're just not landing much with this. Like, I think we either miss Tremors constantly right now, or the 155% base is just not rolling well. Yeah, that's pretty weird, Chikinjo. There we go. This Antiquarian, though. So we can't use Exsanguinate here for another at least 2 rounds, or we just continually punish ourselves. 80% bleed resist. Yeah, this is super resistant.
Well,
not to the Antiquarian though. This Antiquarian's just ripping it in here. There we go. That's like our first stun, I think, in 4 different tremor hits. Just got memories of exclamation money. Yeah. Yep, she definitely ate it for the group, unfortunately. This is dead. So probably we go here. She is critting like crazy.
a victory. Perhaps the turning point.
I think we wait on this food too. How much food do you bring to a base game long run, Claire? Base game just started week 20. Gotcha, Boomer. Yeah, in the base game. Gotcha. 12 per camp. Thank you, Claire. That's easy to remember. It's been too long, honestly. Deadeye needs to die.
A singular strike.
We need this not to hit here. We really, really need this not to hit here and end our run. Oh, we got the cure too. So now we gotta crush this thing. We could take a risk. It's got 19 health. 12 is good. The priority here is to just get this thing dead so we can heal this. Then I think we land a bleed. And we let this bleed out. we can get a cure here, we're in really good shape. Okay. We're still fine.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
How are we doing on torches? We got 2 luminous, 3 camps, and 3 more torches. We're in a good spot. Okay.
You shall not pass!
So guys, here's the way this is looking right now. We're close to probably halfway through this quest and this long dungeon. We just ran into collector heads, which means all things going well and nobody getting one shot here, we should probably see a collector fight and maybe a Swine King, as long as we don't die and we stay healthy in the meantime. I would love to get these dead, finish out the 80%, get the quest complete, and then go back and see if we can do collector, see if we can do swine, and then see if we can do swine. That's the way I want to play it. If we can walk out of here healthy with no deaths and at least 1 BP, that's going to be a serious win. If we can do more than that, I will push it as long as things are working out. As long as things are working out for us. This is pretty scary. We're not going to get a kill on this. This is definitely going to hit somebody here. This is an 87% chance to hit. 8 to 14. Boomer says, I was very impressed with my first run to kill a siren. Finished healthy with a little stress. That's awesome, Boomer. 50% scouting is enough usually to get secret rooms. Yeah. So guys, here's what we do. We either take a chance here with an 82% chance to hit and land a stun on one of these 2, or we punch. This might get healed. It'll probably get guarded. I think we have to open here with a stun. The stun is just such a gamble. So if we punch, there's a good chance we do decent damage, land more bleed. This is 8. If it doesn't get healed, it might just bleed out. 13, 7 health, 12, so it's gonna get guarded. If it doesn't get healed here, which it should. So it didn't get buffed for damage. Beautiful. Should I? I feel like Vapors might be good to go here, because there's no guarantee that this thing is dead. We can't get through this block. I just don't want to keep laying in minimal damage to this guard here. Yeah. The fact that this isn't being buffed right now is really, really good news. That stuns, we're in great shape. Perfect. Okay. GG. I think we're gonna start stacking heals up before they start yelling at us. I think that might be the right call. Because they're just gonna nerf our ability to heal and stress heal now. This is gonna take another 13, it's at 17, so 1 good punch. So long as she doesn't heal it. This one I think is a priority to kill next because this actually stresses you. It just yells at you. Okay. So now we just have to think about inventory space.
Victory's mount.
I think we leave it. I think we leave it for inventory right now. I just don't want to give up the last of these torches yet. I need to make this stretch. Because once this gets dark, it gets really loud, really annoying, and way stressful. That's our third food check, I believe.
Oh, unbelievable.
Let's just clean this room out first and figure this out. We have a lot of options. If we can save food for this. The other reason this is a problem is right now this Swine King is right here, right? So to come all the way back up here and try to fight it is just going to be an absolute nightmare and way too hard on our food stock. This is a charmer and I'm not even paying attention. So this is our fourth charming, I think, in this dungeon. Must says it works pretty well missing a guard, but somewhat makes up for it with resilience. That is much more articulately said, Musk. It does miss guard, which is a real problem. She can force guard, which is nice. Harvest will kill both of these. Indomitable will self-heal. And then we just have to get rid of disease ASAP. Oh, here it comes. So what did that debuff? Dodge. All right. My temptation is to actually swing here and kill this so the thrall comes back. Yeah. Rather than let it die and not have a corpse. That puts this in a better position to be hit now, too. And this is the bigger issue. Welcome back, Cogfog. That's kind of nice. We could hit this. If we do, it means we can't use it for another few rounds. So that's probably alright. Boomer says, E5, when you get a chance, can you please explain why you object to curios before you loot them? Why not just investigate them? So Boomer, that is an excellent question. So here's a couple quick answers. The question is, why don't you just immediately investigate curios? So let's say you've got to clear a big dungeon, right? And that dungeon is going to be this big long trek here and then over here, and you've got to come all the way back. You might as well just pass it, come to the end, and then hit it on your way back, so that as you move forward, you're clearing out all the provisions and things in your inventory. Then when you come back, you have more room for that inventory. You have more room for that loot, right? So that's the first one. The second piece is the curios that we're not interacting with right now on purpose are those that summon bosses, and I want to make sure that we're ready for those boss fights. Those are basically the only two solid answers there. However, if you pass a curio and you don't have a negative interaction, there's still a chance you could come back to it, and then somebody who does have a negative quirk has that negative interaction and you've ruined the curio. So there is that risk that you take on. We have to be close with finishing this quest is my problem. So guys, do we try the Swine King here? This feels like a really serious risk, given how much dungeon we have left. I think the answer is this. I'm pretty sure the answer is, we go up to this room and we camp. We go up to this room and we camp. Why would we go up to this room and camp? Because we want to buff the damage here. We want to buff heals, we want to buff stuff. It's our first camp for this whole dungeon. Then, if we have to leave this fight for any reason, the hope is it should dump us back into this room as opposed to this room. That's key because if we leave this fight, it's just going to sit here and trap us. So, I'm actually tempted to not do the 8 food. just because of how much more camp and the length of this dungeon. We have 25 stress and 36. So we could just heal 10 HP. Let's do it. We have it. Let's do it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna punching bag right here. Then we're gonna buff. So now we have 20% damage, 10 accuracy, and 5% crit on this thrall. And I think that's as good as it needs to get. I don't even know if we're gonna go savagery if we want to try and keep our herbs. We could probably do every rose and try to keep the stress down through this next fight. That would be worthwhile. Bleed, blight, move, debuff, disease resist would all be kind of nice to throw on our jester because I think that's going to be our weakest link. We could also try for a resupply if we get down to that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Claire, too. We're not going to savagery. That leaves us with 5 left, which I think means we do, we try to get rid of this disease. That was a 33% chance, guys. That was a 33% chance to get rid of that disease. That leaves us with 3 exactly, which means we could probably go, every rose has its thorn. And that's probably all we need to do, is my thought. We could have also gone for Unbreakable Body and self-heal. Thank you, Arngrim. Oh, this feels really... okay, this is the thing, you guys. This feels really foolish to be not done with the quest, to have a collector fight ahead of us, and then to go into the swine right now. Yeah, it's feeling a little bit foolish to do this. But I think what we're going to do is buff now to prevent stress and take on the swine. My hope is, if this doesn't go well, or it doesn't look doable, we dump out into the room we're in right now and we don't get trapped by the Swine King. If we do, it might be the end of this run. That is why this is such a risk. Sorry, if we don't. If this dumps us out into the other room, we are trapped by the Swine King, and that is, that's a little bit shaky. So I don't want to just end this run. I'd say do swine, then collector, and go back for the other 2 swine. I mean, Claire, that sounds great. That sounds awesome to me. I would love to do that. Alright, we made it. Nobody has destroyed it. So let's set up the kit real fast. We're gonna get into position. This is all fine. This is fine. This is good. This goes away. We take this. And I think we're not gonna play savagery. We're gonna take the damage we have and just go with this. Nice knowing you, Jester number 4. It's a royal and a frail.
A blundering mountain of hatred and rage.
Thank you, Hooded Lay. Welcome, Darky.
Inspiration and improvement. Hit it very hard.
Thank you, time. That's the idea. Oh! Jesus! Woo! 33 tick. $29. Turn, turn, turn. I need a turn. Woo! Turn.
Sedated.
Use tremors, no balls. Claire. Get out of here with that, Claire. We got 2 more kings to farm. $37 tick. We're close. $32. Woo, baby, this dodge. $37. $42. Stab might have done it there. Stab might have done it, but let's play it a little bit safe because we're gonna get hit. Yes! Yes.
How many rats will it take to gnaw through a ton of putrid flesh? Darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Bam!
Be wary.
Dethroned, says DMB. Good to see you, DMB. Nice timing, my friend. Happy Monday. That's some loot. Good stuff, you guys. Good stuff. Check it out. First blueprint, first coin, nice gem, excellent rare antique. Yeah, nice way to finish it. Yep. That one felt pretty damn good. Alright. Tunes it is. Let's see if I can divvy this inventory. First blueprint. Probably get rid of the flask at this point. For the coin, I think that's a decent trade. We still have 1 more light potion and a 9 stack. I'm tempted to take the, to toss the bandage. That's probably the next call. But that actually had use in that fight because we went for the heal, and the heal, if you cut yourself with redeem, 5 for 3 is really nasty, right? A 15 bleed for healing somebody once is really punishing, which is why I actually used it that round. So the question is, should I be greedy and give the bandage up for this sapphire? I don't honestly think it's worth it. I think we're gonna pass the sapphire, we're gonna play it safe because we got more coins to farm. I know, we dropped the sapphire, I know. But Musk, the chance that we get another sapphire is minimal, and we got more coins to grab. We got collector loot to grab. We got bosses to kill. I'm trying to be a little conservative here. But I'll take the shame.
Wealth awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Is that karma? I think maybe we do one of these. We'll come back for this. This is gonna be another heads group, I guarantee it. Nope, okay, good. These are diseasers though, and that's not charming. Excellent. Ah. Mark's coming here. Jesus! We might have a death's door in a second. Yeah, that's a death's door.
As life ebbs,
No blight, right?
vistas of
Thank you.
emptiness reveal themselves.
Free party heal, says Musk. Yeah. I'm gonna harvest this so I can just get rid of this corpse and get a bleed rolling. I'm gonna try and land a stun here, I think. I really wanted to get the health up on this character. It just shows you that, like, even though that we did that with the flag, it wasn't that... It still wasn't that effective. I mean, it was effective, but we didn't get max health here. We're gonna kill it because I don't want it to take more damage. This is 6 damage. We might have to camp again before this next swine.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
We might have to camp before this next swine. I am a little concerned about the remaining torchlight too. I'm tempted to rest to get more health up here, but right now we have all of our camping buffs still. And there's an opportunity, there's a chance that the second we take damage, I could immediately redeem. Reclaim? No, redeem. I could redeem and get a massive heal on 2 characters, or we could just go right into an Exang. The problem is, if we use Exang too early on the Swine King, this thing could get killed, right? Because it's not going to be able to heal afterward, I'd have to use an herbs on it. Yeah, Mus says you should complete the quest and then see if you really need more loot. So to go into this next round, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move to this room. Let's move to this room. So there's our second Swine God fight. The reason I'm moving to this room is, my hope is, if it's bad, and we leave the fight, we get dumped out here. Because this is where we come from. So, my hope was, if we do this really efficiently, we kill Swine, we come out, we camp, we kill Collector. Mus says complete the mission and see if you still need more loot. If we complete the mission, it means we just keep walking on. We come all the way down here, go here, try to get the 80% of rooms. So let's move on to this room and give it a try. We have no light, it's gonna be loud, but I'm gonna buff the torch before we go into the swine. Here's what I'm gonna do, guys. We're gonna pop the ancestors. I think we go at this Swine King. So now we have light going into this fight. We have our camping buffs. This is low health, but this should be able to pop its health back up and get a heal soon. Let me just make sure. Let me just double check. This is fine. 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 Okay. Every single time I pop this, it's nerve-wracking.
It is a travesty. A blundering mountain of hatred.
Same group, Royal and Frail. Oh, the throw! Woo! We need those dodges. $27. $36 tick, half health. Woo! Yes. $41. Just gonna stack dodge here again. 27, 41 tick. Oh, that heal! Don't land a stun, please. That changes this a little bit. Here comes a hit. 23. Noble throw. 7, we got a death's door.
And now the true
Thank God.
The thing is even more horrible than death. Liquefaction cannot come soon enough.
Cured the bleed. I feel the need for speed. Too bad. It is a frail Wilbur. It's got 31 dodge. And the crits, and the extra stress. Wilbur will not relent. Get out of here, please. Alright, Antiquarian. Take us home. Easy peasy, guys. Check it out. A trapezohedron. Another coin in our second BP this run. Pretty freaking sweet. So the question now is, can I sacrifice a stack of cash for this trapezohedron? What are the coins for? The coins are worth 4,500 apiece. They're a little trophy you take home from killing mini-bosses in Pitch Black Dungeon. Take the trap for sure. I'm with you there. I think we definitely take the trapezohedron. The question is, what do we give up for it? Not cash, bandage. Alright. Here's the problem, guys. We're gonna go in the collector, right? And a highwayman is gonna deliver this massive death blow, and we're not gonna have this bandage for the bleed. Drop the camps, says Musk. That's interesting. Because I want to camp here in a second to get this torch back up and to just get a little bit healthier. The daggers we could use on the chests. The thing is, I'm tempted to go do that more. Claire says, to be fair, bandaging somebody means waiting for their turn. That is true. But taking on a 15 bleed with the flag is really nasty. Could toss the knives. The only reason I don't toss knives is we get loot from the chests here. That's basically the only way, unless we shovel it. I think we're gonna go knives. I think we go knives and we hold on to this. Good stuff, guys. Let me move on here, and then we're gonna turn around. We're gonna come back here, and we're gonna. I think we gear up for the rest. I think here's what we do: we camp and get the squealing down, get the light back up. We finish the rest of this quest, then we try a collector or the third swine. One of those two. That's the way this is gonna work. So I'm just coming back here. Pika says, if you want the space, kill the third swine, it's easy. Well, it could be easy, or we could walk into a berserking inspirational again and get crushed. It's hard to know what the affixes are going to be. So you try to minimize the risk, I think. Right now, I just want to get... you guys, right now we have a lot of loot, right? Right now we have 2 BPs, 2 coins, some decent stack of gold here. If there's anything that happens that goes really, really wrong, either on the collector or on another swine fight, I want to be able to get out of there and just leave this dungeon now and take that home. So that's why the next priority is to just finish this dungeon run, get the quest complete, and then come back and try these extra pieces. If that makes sense. Now I'm wishing I was just thinking to myself, I should get animosity here and have riposte. And that would just be so good right now. Especially with this dead eye. Yeah, kind of wish I had it. I'm actually tempted to buff dodge because of all the AoE this group is going to take. I thought to myself, I should let go of Onslaught and I should take Animosity so we have riposte in case we run into humans. If we stab here, it's 5 to 7. This is a 3 tick, so I'm gonna go dodge here and see if we can get around some of these shots. This is taking on extra stress right now, too. 6 and 10. Now this is dead. That'll push this into position. See, taking on a bunch of these blanket fires in combination with these whips is what makes this group challenging, I find. And we didn't get a point-blank shot either, which is kind of nice. This thing kind of needs to die because it's going to shotgun pretty hard. Green Budson says, ElementFive, has today anyone thanked you for this entertaining stream? If not, thanks, mate. Thank you, Green. I really appreciate that feedback. I appreciate the sentiment. Every room that we clear right now is just a big win. We're out of light, too. So it's going to be pitch black or camps from this point on. Nothing we can do about this unless we camp. And actually, this really sucks. We might take on some stress here. We have a damnable. What the is damnable just kill your light? Damnable, enemy forces complete darkness. Okay, this is nasty, guys. This is nasty. This group is a forced no torch maximum stress group. That's what this is. It's 23 to 25. Thank you, Budson. Yeah, it's literally fucking no light. Exactly. This is nothing but stressors, top tier stressors, that force you to have no torch. That is absolutely brutal. Yeah, stress machine. I'm tempted to buff dodge here so we get through it. But I just want to kill these as fast as possible because they're going to focus this. 5 to 7 damage. We're not going to be able to shellac it either because it's in position 3. Oh my god!
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Yeah, here it comes, guys. Here it comes. Here it comes. I can reach rank 3 here with this. Royal Ghoul with an inspirational buff. Thank you, Anya. We needed that. We needed to cut the tension there. We don't get the corpse clear. We don't get a stun.
Zero, you're dead, Zero.
We're gonna have to camp here. We're gonna have to camp if we want to move on the rest of these bosses. This is brutal. This is now, like, I think we force guard because this is marked. This has to come forward so we can get rid of this.
Oh! Clarified in a single strike.
Just shut up! Jesus! He's gonna break. He's gonna break. He's broken. Come on, Doom. Yeah, guys, this is how it falls apart. This is how fast it falls apart.
The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
I mean, it's marked too. I gotta get bleeds in here. I gotta get stressed out. Like, we need to kill this fast and camp. It can miss. Yeah, here it comes. Oh, this is so rough. This is so rough. So right now Claire's saying take the fight slow, just keep singing, and we can get rid of this affliction, and that's smart. The problem I have right now is this thing's just gonna keep howling and stressing out the entire group, and she's gonna pop, this is gonna pop. I think we have to camp and then take the fight slow and get the torch back up. Yeah, you can't do it against you can't stall against this thing. It's just wrecking you. Man, that was absolutely brutal. So, I'm keeping the torchlight. I'm going to come into here and then we're going to camp in this room. This is a risk too. Walking into this room is a risk. Walking into this room and camping as opposed to here is a risk. Camping is a risk because we don't have prevent ambush. She's so close to popping. All right. Let's see how this fares. So we have trample, we've got tremors, we're in position. Something like that.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight, an uneasy command.
I think the best thing we can do right now, you guys, is use this as a cleanup round. See how clean we get. If it's clean enough, we could try the swine. Then we could, if the swine goes well, we come out of there, we camp again, we try the collector. That's as good as I think it gets. But we still have to bring down a shitload of stress here in this group, and we gotta hope we don't get ambushed. So there's a good amount of things that we have to hope for working here. Gotta choose now then, double camp or camp between bosses, says McAngram. As always, McAngram, you definitely know what you're talking about. I want to get rid of this. So that's 4. We can bring down 50 stress here. Okay. So then the question is, do we take this group, as healthy as it is now, against the Swine King? What is this affliction? Paranoid. This could be a bit nasty. If we get down to Wilbur, we might even be able to get a little bit of this stress gone and then camp again and go secret room. So I'm kind of thinking that's my play. This is not easy. Let's see. Yeah, the flag is hard noggin, which is a good sign. Here we go.
It is
Regenerating.
travesty, a blundering mountain of hatred and rage.
There's the first tick. Oh!
Left unanswered.
Zero! You're dead, Zero! Whoa! Holy shit! Oh! $37. Come on, dodge. Flailing. That's not good. 38. Oh! God, the throw! Woo! I'm passing up on turns for damage against the regenerating Swine King. I'm stress healing against the Swine King! I'm stress healing on a Swine King, guys. It's at 81. It's at 81 health still. like it's just gonna keep healing here. 27. $18 bleed. Noble throw. I can't believe I would gonna stall on the Swine King. He's just gonna slam Knuckles here.
even more horrible than death. Liquefaction cannot come soon enough.
Oh, the light! The light! This is my thought, you guys, was, okay, so first of all, let me just say this. That was absolutely insane. I can't believe we stalled on a third Swine King in one run. That felt really weird. But here's why we did. Here's why we did. Because right there, this Paranoid is down to 4. So if we camp, and it eats, and it stress heals, that's gone. This is okay being high stress because it can remove 50, so this is the focus, we gotta sing it here. But he does have the Aria box. Yeah, we got a Stone Skin Tonic. 3 coins. 2 Trapezohedrons. 3 blueprints. And a Stone Skin. This is what's left, guys. Right there. That right there. That's the collector. That's where we go next before we finish this run. That's what we're gonna do. Boomer says, you have gotten so lucky not losing anyone, it seems like. I would bail, GG. Thank you for saying that, Boomer. We have gotten a bit of luckier, but we've played it very, very calculated. Very carefully. Yeah, we got a veteran collector to do. So here's how this is gonna work. We're gonna camp. We're gonna remove this stress and heal self. We're gonna see if we can bring stress down here and buff here, and hopefully we get rid of this affliction. That's how we're gonna do this. But we don't have prevent ambush, and we were ambushed one of these times, so we're gonna switch out of this and go here, and then we're gonna change this up, like so. Something like that. And I think we go like this. I don't know that animosity is the right call. Animosity might work, but it'll just, it's gonna crush. If we go animosity and we self-mark, that could be good, and it could be really, really bad. I'm tempted to take animosity just to draw the mark. But ultimately, if we get the collector up close, we want to slam it with onslaught. All right, let's hope we get this stress out of here, and don't die. Let's hope we get out of here and don't die. This is a hard, guys. This is the thing. Okay, if you're tuning in, we're going against a veteran collector right now. Okay, veteran collector in Pitch Black Dungeon, a little bit challenging. The collector has 2 turns, so you can't just stun it. It's gonna have another turn, it's gonna have another action. So that's a bit challenging. The biggest thing is that with this group, we don't really have an ability to elect who to stun. So in a lot of cases where we fight the collector and we just focus damage on the collector, and then we stun the Highwayman head so they can't really do much damage, we don't have that option with this group. The best stun we have, the only stun we have, is the Thrall's Pound here. The Tremors, right? It's a random target with Shuffle. He's missed a lot of these tonight. So the hope is that we land this in a really advantageous way, and we keep doing it, and probably swap it with Animosity to draw the mark to this class, so that our group takes less damage. If a Highwayman head spawns and is buffed to 100% damage with 20 accuracy and 10% crit, that could just end this run. We're almost to the end of it anyway. It could just kill somebody, is the important thing. Because we don't have bandages, that bleed could tick, could be pretty nasty. Here we go. We're going to eat food, and then we're going to pop this stone skin and have a free guard. I guess we do it now, because if he's afflicted and he denies it in combat, that's a pain in the ass. %, prot and -4 speed for 2 battles. Ugh. The -4 speed, really? Here we go.
The twisted faces of the damned, piled high and cloaked in malice.
Here we go, guys. This is what we're gonna do. Six stress. Collect call. Here it comes. Two Highwayman heads. I think the best call we have right now is to stun, because it can land here, prevent guard, land here, prevent damage, land here, even shuffle it up. Do I dodge buff? Do I attack here? That's not good. The affliction is gone. Right in time for it to get smashed. I needed a stun to get rid of this, and I gotta get this heal up. The stress is gone. Oh, I should have removed Mark! Oh, I should have removed Mark! I should have removed Mark! That... Stress mounts a bit. I want to mark self to get rid of, to bring the focus here, but we got to stun. Oh, it's got 1 HP. It has 1 HP right now. Thank you. Double heads. Remember, trimmer debuffs itself. Yeah, that's what it is. The trimmer debuffing itself is a real problem right now. We gotta set riposte next. Thank you, Claire. That's exactly what it is. Here comes the pain. These are perfect targets for this. Absolutely perfect targets for it. There's no healer right now, so this is gonna bleed out. I should have waited. I should have done the other hit. The other hit would have been better. The Jester should de-stress. I know, but this thing's gonna land a huge hit, like.
As the ghoulish collection scatters, the rats prepare to feast.
Let's get out of here. The 20 prod is obscene. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the GGs, guys. That was pretty kick-ass. That is 3 Swine Kings and a Veteran Collector done in one freaking run. Let's get this loot. Let's get out of here. Let's take the 4 BPs home. Let's buy a new district. Let's build a mansion.